Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to unpack a really specific and, frankly, influential worldview on what it means to be a man in the modern world. We're going straight to the source material to understand its core ideas about bravery, suffering, and what success really looks like. So let's just start with this question. Because honestly, the entire philosophy we're about to explore is built around this single provocative idea. It's the starting point for everything that follows. It's a demand for you to look inward.
Okay, here's how we're going to break this all down. We've got 5 sections taking us right from the problem this philosophy identifies all the way to the solution it demands.
So first up, the diagnosis. According to the source, the fundamental problem for modern men is that our default setting has become what it calls cowardice instead of bravery. The idea is that modern life basically pushes us to always take the easy way out.
You see, life gets framed as this series of clear-cut binary choices. On one side, you have the brave option. That means risk, potential failure. On the other, the safe option, which is all about comfort. And the source is very explicit here. It says living for safety is a feminine trait, and therefore not the path for men.
So what does this cowardice actually look like in day-to-day life? Well, the source gets super specific, pointing to behaviors like these. Things that, in this view, are driven by a fear of consequences, a fear of losing your reputation, or just a fear of things you can't control. And here's the crucial point. This isn't just about being physically weak or something. It's way deeper. The argument is that constantly avoiding challenges is detrimental to the soul. It's a spiritual decay that leads to this profound sense of dissatisfaction with yourself. Okay, so if the diagnosis is a life of too much comfort, what's the cure? Well, this is where it gets really interesting. The prescription is to intentionally and actively embrace suffering. If comfort is the disease, then difficulty is the only medicine.
Now, check out this quote from the source. It just completely flips the script on how most of us think about life, right? It reframes all the bad stuff, hardship, pain, failure, not as things to run from, but as the only things that build real character. They're essential. And this leads to a very specific, almost paradoxical definition of masculinity. See, it's not about being perfect or avoiding damage. It's about proving you can still be competent after you've been damaged. The value is in your ability to function and protect, even when you're broken. I mean, this just illustrates the ideal perfectly. A man's worth is literally written in his scars. The source argues that a flawless, perfect-looking man is actually kind of repulsive because it signals a life that's been too easy, a life without that necessary struggle. So we've talked bravery and we've talked suffering, but what about money? Well, this philosophy has a really unique take on wealth. It's often seen as a false cure, especially if it didn't come from a place of struggle. The central idea here is pretty simple. Money doesn't actually change you. It just cranks up the volume on who you already were. So if you were a coward before you got rich, you'll just be a rich coward. But if you were brave, you'll be a brave man with a lot more resources. And because of that, the source lays out this very specific 3-step path. Hardship comes first. That part is non-negotiable. Only after you've been forged in that fire and become a man of capability does acquiring money have any real meaning. This creates this really clear divide, right? You've got the poser versus the man of substance. And the source claims that people can just tell the difference. Like, they can smell who's fake and who earned it, who's the real deal. So, after all this struggle, all this bravery, what's the end game? What is the ultimate goal here? What does the ideal man forged by this philosophy actually look like? It really all boils down to one thing: being a protector. That's the bottom line, as the source calls it. The absolute foundation is the ability to shield the people you love from harm. Everything else, respect, self-worth, all of it, is built on top of that strength. And the ultimate reward for all that hardship, it's not framed as some selfish goal. True happiness in this worldview comes when you become so capable that you can actually change other people's lives for the better. That's the real satisfaction. Okay, so that's the whole philosophy. But how do you actually live it? How do you go from being in that coward category to becoming a man of substance? This brings us to the call to action. Now, the source presents this constant pursuit of challenge as a kind of cheat code for life. It's not about making things harder just for the sake of it. The idea is that you're leveling up faster than everybody else who's still playing on the easy setting. And here's the game plan it lays out. First, stop taking the safe option by default. Second, actively go looking for challenges. Third, make bravery your new automatic programming. And fourth, and this is a huge one, surround yourself with a brotherhood of other brave men, because you are the sum of the people you spend time with.
This whole call to action is placed inside a much bigger narrative. Choosing to be brave isn't just about self-improvement. No, it's an act of resistance. It's fighting back against a system, the matrix, as the source calls it, that is supposedly designed to create weak and compliant men.
And in the end, it all comes down to this. The final, and maybe the realest challenge, isn't something out there in the world. It's right there in the mirror. It's that moment when you have to look yourself in the eye and ask, am I man enough to do this? That's the core, internal test this entire philosophy is built on.